Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth, having a conscious conversation in the heart of Hollywood. And I'm honored to have the guest today, who is Christina Pascucci, who is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's an honor to be here with you. I so appreciate it.
Okay. I don't think there's one person I know that's been up to more in the last 20 days. So I just have to like rattle off. First of all, just a little bit about Christina. She's a KTLA news anchor. She's an incredible woman up to incredible things. But in the last 20 days, let me just rattle off what this woman's been up to. So you've been to the Mexico earthquake.
Yeah.
You've been to Las Vegas shootings. You've been in an air show F-18 jet doing 7.5 Gs. And you have a video where you pass out in the middle of this video. You've been waking up at 1 a.m. and having days on end of no sleep. And you went to the red carpet for the Emmys, and you've been in Chinese classes. Is that right? Really? Wow.
And piloting.
And piloting.
It doesn't even feel like you're talking about me when I hear some of that stuff, because it's hard to comprehend how insane the last few weeks have been, especially with traveling abroad to cover some of these stories. What happened in Mexico, what happened in Vegas, and also maintaining sanity in the midst of such emotional trauma on no sleep.
Yeah, so thanks for showing up today.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Really acknowledge that. And yeah, wow.
These are the types of things I think that help me push through it, because you have to focus on the positive, surround yourself with other strong women, powerful women, and I mean, so it's a blessing to be here.
So, okay, I've never met a woman that can wake up and like you get maybe 5 hours on a good night of sleep.
If I'm lucky. Yeah.
So, I mean, first of all, I know a lot of successful women. I know men that have been able to. I've never met a woman that can do that. So how do you deal with physically going through what you're doing?
I think it's all in my head. Like it's completely mental. It's whatever I tell myself I can do or can't do, that is what becomes my reality.
Amen. She said it, not me. I didn't preach it, so preach it, sister, right?
So whenever I'm feeling tired, or there will be a point when my body just rejects the toll that it's going through. But generally speaking, when I wake up, when I go to work, there's no chance you're going to wake up at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and feel refreshed, no matter what time you go to sleep, because it's just not normal. So I think taking on the day and just having a positive outlook and approach and focusing on my mission and what I'm passionate about makes all the difference.
And what is that? Because I know there must be something beyond just going and being seen on news and, of course, all these things. Like, what is the true mission? There must be something specific for you, I would imagine.
Yeah. Elevating the consciousness of the planet. It would be the broad way of saying it. But, for example, so I woke up, or I didn't go to sleep yet, Sunday night when the shooting had happened in Las Vegas. And I had been out. I was working on a passion project at this wolf sanctuary, and they had this full moon hike that went till 11 p.m. And I had to be at work early the next morning. But so I knew that going to sleep. I thought I had to be in a little bit later that morning at 5 a.m. and then the shooting happened. So we just drove straight to Las Vegas at, midnight that night and didn't sleep at all. And then we were on air for 7 hours straight the next morning. So I think going into that, the mission was, I'm going to tell these people's stories, and I'm going to do whatever I can to help them and use media as a medium to do that.
Yeah. I haven't watched TV since 2008 when all that insanity went down. I had to turn off the news because there was such negative news. And, getting to know you a little bit, I know that you have a lot of, you have a passion about making a difference and bringing some positivity to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, forget the reality shows. Like, I want a reality show on you. I would watch that. I mean, I'm not just saying that as someone praising you. Like, I honestly, I'm intrigued. And I don't get intrigued very often.
I'm honored that you would say that. I think I wanted to get into journalism and news because I wanted to make it different. If it bleeds, it leads was kind of the mantra leading up to this point. And I've found that when I report with compassion, our viewers really respond to that. And so that is how I'm trying to change it. I always looked up to Oprah. I wanted to be the Oprah of the digital age. I want to be the Oprah of the digital age.
We all wanted to be Oprah, right?
I know, it's true. But just going into it with that compassion, I feel like I can actually help people. And I want people to get out of their self-contained box. You're going on the 405 and you maybe don't see someone and you inadvertently cut them off a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they're like, F you, and, you know, have this, you would think that you just took their firstborn child or something. It's amazing what grown men turn into when they're on the 405 behind a glass.
And I want to hear more of those. So we have to take a little break.
Okay.
But I want to hear about that behind the scene, because I know you've interviewed like Dalai Lama. You have like on your Instagram, it's amazing all of the things that you've done. And I want to hear kind of some of the highs and the lows and some of the kind of stuff behind the great things. So stay tuned, you guys, as we get a glimpse into this incredible, epic woman's life, and just all over the world, literally. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey there, thanks for tuning in to the Dr. Erin Show. I'm thrilled to be here on this journey together. And I wanted to say that if you like, share, and comment this community, it's very important as we go higher together. I also want to invite you to download my app on everything from iTunes to iHeartRadio to Google+. I know right here and right now that each day I want to be in your life for 11 minutes, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There's also 30 guided meditations on there, along with all kinds of goodies. So have a divine day, and may you live your truth. Okay, we're back in the heart of Hollywood with Christina Pascucci. We are talking about the ups and downs and incredible times that you've had going all over the world. I've seen on your Instagram, you have Dalai Lama, you have Deepak Chopra, you have Hillary Clinton. Like these are some big, big names. What's been like kind of maybe the funniest, or, you know, tell me what's some of the like ins and outs?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, the Dalai Lama is something that stands out. I interviewed him twice. The first time I got an exclusive with him for his 80th birthday, which was here in Los Angeles. And then the second time I interviewed him at his palace in India, which is a very modest palace, and you go there and there are Buddhist monks and chanting, and it's a magical place. But my cameraman who was doing the interview was so nervous. He was shaking as he was trying to put the mic on the Dalai Lama. And Dalai, I call him Dalai, he kind of looks up at him and he has this mischievous look in his eye. And my cameraman had a long beard, and Dalai takes the beard and shakes it back and forth. And he goes, when people take themselves too seriously, I like to lighten them up. And then he had that belly chuckle laugh. And it was infectious. And from that point forward, it was just,
wow.
You know,
I love that.
He's so grounded. And
you know, the thing that stands out for me with you is that people look at you and they probably think, you know, oh, she's a proper woman, and kind of like
if only
maybe
they
a
knew.
little stuffy, and maybe like, you know, not that conscious or not that whatever. And one of my missions is to help awaken, you know, a lot of people, but also to help bridge, like getting rid of the thought that you have to be a hippie to be, you know, making like spiritual.
Right.
And you're a very spiritual woman, right? So what's your practice? Like, what is your practice?
I don't think I could survive doing this job if I didn't have some level of spirituality. To be honest, it's something I want to grow further, and it's hard to find that grounding consistently because, for example, I just got a call right before I got here that I have to book another flight back to Las Vegas tomorrow for Saturday. And so it's just, everything's constantly changing. So what I try to do is write as often as I can, whatever my thoughts are, even if it's something, it doesn't have to be profound or long, just something to get me centered, grounded, focused for even a moment, because those moments are fleeting.
I love that. That's a great tip.
It's so helpful. And then also just to express gratitude and pray or meditate, whatever that is, just to take a few minutes in the silence of the morning, in the calm of the morning before it gets really crazy. I like Headspace. That was another tool I used. I think it was good as I was beginning to meditate, but
it's a great app. It's Erin Fullhouse.
30
guided meditations is a great one on there.
I was going to say. But also, I like to find places that inspire me. And there's the Self-Realization Temple.
It's a great one.
Palisades.
Great one.
Oh, the energy of that place is
incredible.
so good. In the middle of this crazy, you know, environment, there's this place that's one of the holiest in the world because Gandhi's ashes are buried there.
Wow.
And who would have ever thought?
Who would have ever thought, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, so somebody might look at you also, and I've thought this, like, okay, what makes her so driven? And is it like healthy or not healthy? I mean, here you have this incredible career that demands you to be all over the place, and then you're taking Chinese, and then you are a pilot, or you're becoming a pilot, and you do diving, you're an avid skier, and people might go like, you know, is it too much?
I'm sure they do. People always say, when do you sleep? When do you relax? I get mixed reaction to it. I'm sure for people it's exhausting to think about, but I love life, and I feel very passionately about it, and we get one shot at this, at least this particular one, depending what your beliefs are. So since I was a young kid, my parents always said life is fleeting, it's really short, and I felt that. And they also told me anything's possible. So I believe that if I wanted to, I could become president of the United States, because that's what my parents raised me thinking, you know. Is it a long shot? Probably. But still, you know, my parents were so supportive, and I feel very blessed to have had that, because it's been a theme in my life that if I believe something with all of my being, it becomes truth.
It's very, I mean, that's what we teach. That's the entire teaching based of most spirituality, is that, you know, our beliefs, and, you know, whether you are Christian or not spiritual, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just mindset. So I like that it's bridging here. It's so wonderful. So your fans out there, they're going, okay, we get the prettiness, we get the drive, we get her adventure all over the place, incredibly insane times right now. But what could you say to the people out there that follow you? They want a piece of you. They want to see the vulnerable side of you. What would you say? Like, is there anything going on for you, or something you've gone through that's been really hard, that they can give them something that, you know, they don't see that side of you?
Yeah. Well, the reason I got into this business was because my sister's a drug addict. So when I was, you know, around 10 years old, she was on a binge, and I had, you know, I saw a side of her that was very scary. And I realized that there's this beautiful, amazing person, because she is, but good people do bad things. And it kind of opened up my world to just try to understand people more, and also know that everyone goes through something, and people, you can't judge where people are at, because they have struggles. They're in so much pain or darkness or despair that it drives them to do something that's not even reflective of who they really are.
Yeah, and I mean, addiction's huge. We have an epidemic in our country for sure, and they say that there's pretty much no one that's not touched by addiction, whether it be a child of, a parent of, or whatever. So what's that been like for you, and do you have a support system around it, or how do you deal with that?
I think another quality that I got from my parents was to just never feel bad for yourself, and to remain focused, and just and be in gratitude. So whenever it's
your parents
hard,
sound like, I don't know, like, maybe we should have them on the show. I don't know.
Yeah, they should come on down. They loved you. You met them. But yeah, so I think I don't wallow in the pity party. My space is like, what can I do to drive this forward? What can I do to make people more aware? How can I support her? Because being anxious, being not feeling bad for myself, you know, any of those emotions are just negative, that aren't going to be productive for my life or well-being or success.
You have just like way too many good answers. Like, honestly, I'm like, what's wrong? We want to know what's really wrong. We want to, like, there's a crazy woman behind the scenes or something like that. No, it's like, honestly, you're so gorgeous. You just are up to so many things that I want to find out what you think is going on in the world, because you have kind of the first pulse on all that. So when we come back, we have to take another break, but I want to know what you think people can do to make a difference in the world, you know, what they personally can do, because sometimes it's frustrating. You look out there and you see what's all this insanity, and what can they personally do to make a difference beyond just, you know, having a good mindset and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, where you see things are going in the world, from everything from politics, whatever. I just want to get a kind of your own viewpoint, because you have a very special viewpoint. I mean, it's good. I really hope that you're writing a book. I hope that obviously you're documenting a lot of it through the news, but your own personal thing, which through your writing. So when we come back, I want to know, and I wish we had a place that we could like get all the questions here. So you can actually, we'll give you a platform at the very end, maybe some place to put your questions, because I know you guys all have so many questions. This woman she goes deep, that's for sure. I'm very impressed. So stay tuned as we come back and get kind of the lowdown on what we can do, okay?
Hi everyone, and welcome to Diva TV. And right now we're in the Focus TV studios in Hollywood.
Happy Wednesday, Empoweristas. It's Alex Worley.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Paffrath.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the world.
Hi, this is Alyssa Goodman Show, and I am Alyssa Goodman.
You're watching Beige Bay TV. It's fitness expert and your Beige Bay, Edwina Chia.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Gillette with Focus TV, and this is the Spotlight Series.
Hey LA, I'm Gwen Lane with the LA Girl.
Hey everybody, Terry here, host of the interview series Success Beyond Beauty.
Hi, I'm Fern Olivia, and welcome to Sensual Intelligence TV.
Hi, I'm Janet Gunn here with Focus TV for my segment of Fearless Females.
Okay, we're back here on Focus TV Network in West Hollywood, and we're diving deep into the question, what can you do to make a difference in the world? We have a lot of insane things going on. There's like heaven and hell all around the world. And so the question to this brilliant woman, Christina, what can we do? What can I do to make a difference, you know, from your perspective?
There are small things that people can do to make a difference. I just see so much unconsciousness. People walking around almost just taking the steps, being reactive rather than thoughtful. And I think a simple way to start making a difference is just to walk in someone else's shoes and have empathy for someone else and compassion for someone else. We see people who, for example, at work, there's a couple people sometimes I work with who get a little irritable or antsy or snappy. And I think there was a point in my life where I would have taken it personally or been super reactive. Now I try to treat them with kindness and just know that there's pain, and a lot of pain.
So true.
So I think that's an easy way, because when you react with more negativity, it's this snowball effect. So that's one way. With crises like what happened at recent events, the biggest, deadliest mass shooting in our country's history, we told so many different stories of heroism and people who stepped in to save others' lives, and you just saw the best of humanity. And a lot of these people, what we're kind of forgetting is post this horrific event, they're just beginning to heal or recover. I know a few people who are going through surgery still this week, days after, almost a week after now. Someone who lost her eye, a mother who is going to need a lot of medical attention. So ways you can help in situations like that is to go on a local level, not like Red Cross or something, but go on a local level, really take the time and effort to read these stories in the local paper or whatever, and they have the GoFundMes for the individuals.
Okay, so GoFundMe.com or whatever, they could probably, most of the people will set it up for a family member or someone that's going through something. I love that.
Yeah, and that's the way you can make a direct impact and change someone's life and have that, see exactly how you're helping and where your money's going toward.
I love that. I mean, I've seen some GoFundMes, but I've never really thought of it like that, because I donate to Red Cross sometimes, or Planned Parenthood, or some bigger, you know, of course, spiritual centers and things like that. But I go, how can you make an impact? I want to know what it's going to someone, because I don't know if I donate to a nonprofit. You know, you hear the stories of nonprofits, you know, not really even going to.
Half of it will go toward administrative costs for them to run their nonprofit. And so with the GoFundMe, though, if you go to like the local papers or get it from a news source so that you know it's legit.
But what does that mean? People don't know, go to a news source. What do you mean?
Like the local Las Vegas paper. Google Las Vegas papers and you'll see them come up, or LA Times or New York Times, or, you know, credible publications that, KTLA, you know, credible news sources that you know have solidified them on their own.
And they will they'll tell the story of the person.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So
We
don't
have
just
so
go to
many.
GoFundMe because you don't know. Maybe this is just a person that is just, going, oh, I heard you can make money if I just start a GoFundMe.
Right.
So go to the newspaper,
Yes.
look up and find something that speaks to your heart that you want to make a difference in, and then see if they're on something like a GoFundMe.
That'd be my recommendation, because I know
great.
right now we have several on our site, and those people are so appreciative of the help.
Wow, I love that idea. I love that so much. So, okay, so we have just a few more minutes, and we've gone through kind of your lifestyle. We've gone through some of the back of the scenes.
Chaos.
And so now, where do you see what's going on? And from your viewpoint, what do you think is going on in the world? Where do you think we're going with all this?
Oh my God, if only I knew.
Yeah.
That is the big question.
Come on, psychic abilities, come
Yeah.
on, we want to hear.
What I have seen and noticed is from the pain and from the darkness comes the light.
Totally.
And that's the only way that I'm getting through this, because people keep talking about hell breaking loose. And I always wonder if it's worse today than it was, say, 100 years ago, or if it's just social media and the internet that's made it so just raw and in our faces.
Yeah,
There are
like the
things-
percentage of how many people, population, and the amount of, insanity within that.
Right.
It'd be interesting to really look at that.
And even with events that happen as they're happening, you can follow them live on social media, and there's so much misinformation. And then my parents, they're not technologically savvy, so they'll go on Facebook and they'll say, Christina, did you see that Hillary Clinton, blah, 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 or, whatever it is, whatever the article was. And they believe it to be true. And so people are, it's really important to know that the information you're ingesting is credible and
Get your facts,
accurate,
yeah.
and you're not reactive.
So if I want to find positive news, where, like, you guys do some, like, fun things. I've seen you, around LA with fun little things, but where do you recommend? Is there any, like, hot blogs or thing that you love just on positive news?
There's this publication, this guy who tells, because so many people have tried doing good news networks, and it just
Doesn't work.
No one buys it. No one cares. It's really sad, actually. But there is one guy who's doing it amazingly, and I feel like I'm going to get the name of it wrong. Is there a way we can update people later? It's
Sure.
called like The Good Magazine or something like that, and it's positive stories within current events, and also stories that are interesting, that kind of thought-provoking.
Wonderful.
And that's what I always try. I always pitch stories like that too, that are, thought-provoking and maybe will help expand someone's consciousness rather than just make them feel like crap for
Completely.
the rest of the
We're
day.
on the same page. It's all about expanding consciousness. So thank you. And
Yes, thank you.
And just, I just recommend to watch this woman. I really feel like she has,
Amazing.
I mean,
Thank you.
incredible what she's up to. And I'm like, I get your notifications on Twitter and on Instagram, because it's real stuff. You're not just doing the next, selfie or whatever. You're like, she really is up to amazing things. So
Thank you
please
so much.
follow her, watch her. I think she's going to be a voice for good in the world. And I just want to say thank you again for taking time out. I know you're.
It is my
and if you need to take a
privilege
nap
and honor.
afterwards, you can just like, yeah. So you guys, check out her across social media. Any other places that they can find you? Watch you on KTLA.
Yeah, Christina Pascucci on Instagram. Just Christina KTLA, you'll find it all.
Okay, go there. Have a great day, you guys, and may you expand consciousness and live your truth.